Hi, this is Jamie Hall for the Lone Star Conference. Thank you for joining us. We're here with Northeastern State's head men's basketball coach Larry Gipson as a part of Riverhawks Week. Coach Gipson, talk about what it takes to be a part of the men's basketball team and what it means to be a Riverhawk.
Well, I think to be, Jamie, I think to be a part of the men's basketball team, there are several things that come into play. We're looking for young men obviously with the ability to play basketball at the highest level of Division II. We're looking for young men who are academically eligible and serious-minded about their approach to academics, and then obviously the character issues that come into play with being a student athlete. We want young men of good character who have a good work ethic and are willing to commit to a team cause, do the things necessary to be good teammates. You try to, obviously no one is a perfect human being and no one fits all of those categories all the time, but those are the things that we're striving for. To be a part of our program, there's a lot of pride and tradition here at Northeastern State University dating back long before I arrived on the scene, and I think to be a Riverhawk now and a Redman before that means that you're committed to those ideals that I just talked about. You're committed to an institution and committed to something that's greater than yourself, and you're committed to being the best person that you can be.
Take us through a practice and talk about some of the things that you work on in practice and what you do to keep the team on task and motivated for the next game.
Well, our practices, I think, are pretty intense. We try to start out each practice with some fundamental drills, and then we move into the more complicated team drills, team activity, offensively and defensively. Basketball is an unusual game in that, unlike almost any other game that's popular in the United States, a player is responsible for playing at both ends of the floor. Not everyone is a good offensive or a good defensive player, but they have to strive to be the best that they can at both ends of the floor. So we work very, very hard at helping young men improve themselves as defenders, as defensive players, and try to put them in the right position in practice. And then we try to do the same thing at the offensive end. You try to play away from your weaknesses and play to your strengths as much as possible. In practice, I think there are two big practice killers: lack of organization and boredom. So we try to keep practices moving so that all players are active, all players are involved, and we try to be highly organized and and highly detailed in what we do so that practices go by rather quickly.
This year we've got quite a bit of seniors. They seem to be a leading force on the court. What are these upperclassmen doing in terms of leading the team at practice and during the games?
Well, I think that we have four seniors: Scotty Drawn, Antoine Branch, Dominique Gaines, and Jesse Scroggins. They have alternately provided the leadership and practice necessary by showing the younger players how to do things properly, just being kind of a role model in the drills and in the teaching that we do. I think that any underclassman or any new player to the program is going to look to the veteran players to try to see how they ought to behave in certain situations or how they ought to practice. So we've been up and down thus far this season, and I think at times our senior leadership's been up and down, but I'm looking for that to improve and kind of smooth out and become much more positive.
Okay. And what are your goals for the team this season?
Well, I've never been a coach that's established goals like we're going to win the conference or we're going to win the division or anything like that. I think our basic goal and the only thing that we really have control over is what we're doing at this particular moment. So our goal, we try to do a good job of teaching the young men in our program the important aspects of basketball: take care of the ball, be a good defensive team, rebound well, take good shots, how to play the game, and then try to improve on that every day. Learn to give great effort and commitment to a team cause. And then I think if you do those things, they take care of themselves. I've often said a coach can't really evaluate a season until the season is over, because sometimes in January or December you're mired in a very difficult period. Maybe you lose a couple games, but you might bounce back in February and win 3 out of your last 4, and maybe overachieve in the playoffs. So Our evaluation is based on day-to-day activity, and then at the end of the year, we will evaluate what we did and did not do well.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach Gipson, and good luck this season. Be sure to check back tomorrow as Riverhawks Week continues with 2 players from the women's team, Christy Nitz and Tasha Tyler. They were not Player of the Week nominees. Thank you.